Hi, everybody. Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas. And it's time to tuttle up. It's time to come together and in community, inspire and create and have fun together. So thanks for joining me today. When you come on, will you let me know you're here? Make a comment in the comments section. Any thumbs up or hearts or love you can give me is always appreciated. So thanks for joining me. If I look tired, it's because I'm tired. I just got home late yesterday afternoon from such a fun-filled 3.5, 4 days in hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me. In Raleigh, North Carolina, it was our National Stampin' Up convention, and it is just so much fun. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for being here. These cards are going to look familiar to you for sure. And we left early Wednesday morning. We got back yesterday afternoon. The conference itself was actually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but Brenda and I went to a class sponsored by my friend Kim Allen on, gosh, my days all got mixed up, Thursday morning. And then the conference itself started at 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. They had a huge party for us, a whiteout party where we had a silent disco dance. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's super fun. And then we had classes and saw lots of demonstrations. Hi, Roz, on new product. Saw lots of friends, met a lot of new people, and it is just I'm coming off a high. I'm coming off a high because it just was fabulous. So since I've been back, I've cut for 2 classes and put together a Facebook Live for you guys. So I hope you love it. Let me go through all the things I need to tell you about. Feel like my voice is getting ready to go out on me. I haven't talked much today because my husband's out of town. We were like ships passing in the night yesterday. He left at 1:30 to go to Nebraska for a conference, and I got home at 3:30. So it's been a little quiet around here. So haven't done a lot of talking today. So here we go. All right, first thing I want to tell you about is my spring break craft along. This is next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. These awesome rock star women are the ones who have included me in this endeavor, and I think it'll blow you guys away. We each had to create 2 projects using the Ocean Friends or the Year of the Flowers. Hi, Sharon. It was so nice to meet you at On Stage. Thanks, Renee. I'm glad to be back. So this craft along event, I'm collaborating with, if you go from left to right, Lisa Bauer, Erica Serwin, Ange McKay, and Rhonda Wade. We each created 2 projects using the Ocean Friends and the Year of the Flower bundles. You get 2 half packages of DSP, 2 full rolls of ribbon, 2 full packages of embellishments, all the cardstock included that you need, full sheets of cardstock, PDF. We all had to include some kind of special technique, and so you'll get technique recipe cards as well. This is worth every penny of the $83 fee because it's really 2 classes in one, and you guys, you don't want to miss that. Okay, I will call you later today, Linda, and we will get you all set up for that, okay? I'm glad you said that because I'm cutting tonight and getting things ready tonight so that I can get them in the mail tomorrow so that you have them in time for Monday's start of the craft along. Now, if it doesn't come in the mail on time, you can always watch the replays too. They'll be there. They'll be there forever. So I'm going to get rid of that one and pull up my April 10th class, which is the Faith Collection and Storybook Easter class. This is on April the 10th. You can get it in person or to go. I will be sure to put the link to that up in the description as well. I feel like I'm missing, let's get rid of that one. Let's pull up this one. And then I'm having, for Lincoln people, if you're in Lincoln, I'm having another cookies and cards event. Let me get rid of these banners down here at the bottom. It'll be on April 14th at 6:30 in Midland, Texas. Look at those cute cards my friend Heather has designed to coordinate with the March paper pumpkin kit. The kit includes everything for 9 cards. So if you come to this event, it's limited to the first 20 people who sign up. You will make those 3 adorable cookies and 3 of the 9 cards. We'll do one of each of the designs in the paper pumpkin kit, and then you will have be able to take the rest of them home to complete them. So that registration opens tomorrow, as does the Faith Collection and Storybook class starts tomorrow as well. And here's the sneak peek. This is what I was going to show you of the spring break cards. This shows 6 of the designs. You will actually make 10, and they are so cute. I think you're going to love them all. So craft along if you want to take it. If you want to take it and get everything early, then I need your registration by tonight. You can buy it anytime until the end of next week. You just won't have it ahead of time, just so you know. Okay, so that's all the blah, blah, blah. Hi, Bill. Thanks for coming. Continued prayers for you and your cancer journey. I get it. So pop in and see us every once in a while, Bill, so we know how you're doing, okay? All right, so I'm going to go to my hands here because I want to show you what we are using for our online class to go this week. And let's see here. Let me get to my hands here. Okay. So there is a new scrapbooking suite in the online exclusives, and it's called Everyday You and Me. So you can see that these elements work really well with scrapbooking because there's big, bold sentiments, right? But I'm going to show you how beautiful they are to use for cards today as well. So that comes in a bundle. With these dies that cut all of these flowers and the leaves out of this Everyday You and Me stamp set, okay? Now, the DSP you can get by itself, and I'm going to show you some of these designs. So that's kind of like a watercolor design. You've got this kind of hatch. The colors are beautiful. So these are the colors we're using today for our cards. Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and Wild Wheat. Those are all out of whack there. Okay, there we go. These are the 3, and these colors are all in this DSP, right? And then look at those pretty flowers. We'll be using that today, as well as these, this kind of striped with the leaves and polka dots in it. That's fun. The wild wheat, those are some little stars. Let me see. And then this gorgeous gingham check, right? So we'll be doing 3 cards today. A fun fold and a 3D over the next couple of days, okay? Then you can also buy the DSP. See, the DSP I feel like has a different name. Everyday Happiness is what the DSP is called. You can also get it in a kit with these stickers. So if you're also into scrapbooking or you like using stickers on your card, these are so, so pretty. And we made over the last week we made an awesome scrapbook page with these stickers and with the paper, and I will show that to you tomorrow as well. Okay, So let's get started. Oh, I do want you to know as well that we will be throwing in this mixed labels for just one sentiment today. I wanted one sentiment that was just a little bit smaller, and we could really have used several of these, but the one I'm using is You're Pretty Wonderful. Okay, and that is from the mixed labels stamp set there. All right, so let's get started. The first card I want to do is this one right here. Lots of occasions that you can give this card. So much happy. I'm thinking of a bridal shower. Give to someone who just found out they were expecting a baby, right? Even a wedding. Any of those events would be great with this. Very simple inside, so you can write a message. So I'm starting with the simplest one, which is this one. And we are starting with let me pull out my pieces here. We are also using the wild wheat ribbon today. This is called, what's the official name? Rustic striped ribbon. And I'm using this because it brings out the wild wheat in the designer series paper. Isn't that so cute? We've had this ribbon for a little while. It was in the annual catalog. And then we're using the iridescent faceted gems on our projects this week as well. So, okay, so let's get started. So I'm starting with a piece of cardstock, thick white. If you heard rumors this was going away in 8.5 and 11, it all changed last week. We all let Stamp It Up know we wanted them not to go away with thick white, and they listened to us because they're that awesome. Okay, then I have a panel of Lost Lagoon that is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to adhere that right here in the center of my card base. Grab my liquid glue here. I like to get the corners really well with that liquid glue to make sure it stays. Okay. This is going to be adhered right here in the center. You know, for me, I love Stampin' Up, obviously, but I also love when we go to conferences and I get to meet up with a lot of my friends, my favorite people, so many rock star women who run, you know, their businesses with integrity and creativity, and they just inspire me in so many ways. And I'm just blown away by people in this world that are smart and creative and funny. It was just such a blast. So if I'm gushing today, it's because it was just that kind of week for me. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to try to center this just a little bit better here. There we go, right there. And, you know, sometimes I cut it a little bit too long. So I'm going to grab my mini paper cutter. Who out there wishes they would bring this mini paper cutter back? This was a celebration reward if you joined like 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a while. But I use it. You guys have seen me. I use it all the time. And I wish they would bring it back. Maybe if we all requested it, right? All of us that are demonstrators. Because people would love that, that's for sure. Okay, now I have one of our Countryside Corners dies here. And this one is... I know, Kathy. I love this DSP. I'm right with you on that. It is so, so pretty. Okay, so I'm pulling out. I'm doing another class. I'm doing my Humble Home Faith-based class using this paper as well. That's the 1st of April, and I don't know why I didn't have a placket for that because I feel like it's been there. But if you take my emails You will have all the links, and I'll also include all the links to my upcoming classes in the description here when I'm done. So I'm stamping happy right there in wild wheat. Okay, let me clean that one off. And then on another piece of white scrap, I'm going to stamp some other things here. So I have a white scrap right here, and I am going to stamp 2 leaves, and I'm going with the more solid looking leaves. There's also a leaf that is like more variegated. There we go. So I'm stamping 2 of those in wild wheat. Anything else in wild wheat? I don't think so. Then I'm stamping this big bloom, the biggest of them all, in Lost Lagoon. I think I should have my, here we go, my Stampin' mat here. When you use photopolymer stamps, it's a good idea to have a stamping mat underneath. It just gives a little more cushion. Okay, so I'm inking this up in Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp it right there. There we go. And then I'm going to do So Much Joy, but all I care about is the so much, because I'm going to cut that out. So down here at the very bottom, just going to stamp so much right like that. Okay? Now let's do some die cutting. So let me grab my dies. And the big bloom is going to go right here, and you just kind of turn it around until it all lines up. There we go. And here is one leaf die right there. And then I'll have to cut out the second one later. So I'm going to go over here to my die cutting machine off camera. Stampin' Up's cut and emboss machine is awesome. I highly recommend it for anybody getting started with paper crafting. I liked the large size the best. I just feel like it's the most versatile. And Brenda, my friend Brenda, can tell you, she started out with the little one and then quickly realized she wished she had gotten the big one. So ordered that soon after she really started crafting with me. It's got a 6-inch wide base, and it just can do so much more than the small one. Now the small one has its place. I'm not discounting the small one, but for my everyday crafting, I use the large one most often. Okay, there we go. And then all I need to do is fussy cut out the so much here from the Bill, tell them that I'm one of the ones that Sarah Douglas shared a story about on stage. And so they might remember that. I made her cry. So they'll remember that. Oh, I wish I'd known your sisters were there. I would have loved to have met them, Bill. But I shared with Sarah Douglas a story of one of my customers, Mary, who's often on this, just how much our friendship means to each other. And she shared it on stage, and I had no idea she was going to do that, so it was kind of a surprise. Mary's a precious friend of mine. I'm lucky to have her in my life. Okay, so I just fussy cut out so much and added some half-size dimensionals. I probably would have added minis, but I didn't have them right here in front of me. So I just cut dimensionals half. Okay, so that's going to go right like that. Then we're going to pop this up here. On my card, kind of sandwiched right in the middle of that placket, more towards the top than the bottom. So I'm adding some dimensionals. Thank you, Sharon. I don't want to share details of it here, but Mary and I are she's just a very special person in my life, and I had no idea it was going to be shared on stage. So that was very special. Okay, so I'm taking these leaves here. I'm going to peek at my card over here again. Yep, taking these leaves here, and I'm going to adhere them right to my countryside corners right there. And I want to make sure, do you see how it's going off the edge of my card? I don't want it to do that because then we wouldn't be able to get our card into the envelope, right? So be careful when you lay these leaves down that it's not going off the edge of your card right here, okay? And then this one is going to go down here. I'm going to get as much of it on that label as I can, right like that. And then this flower is going to get popped up right here. But before I do that, I'm going to grab my ribbon. And I'm going to cut 2 small pieces here, about that big, okay? I'm going to flip over my flower, and I'm going to adhere them with tear-in tape right here to the bottom of this flower. And then once I get it on my card, I can adjust the lengths of those ribbons so that they... Sharon, I'm glad you got to experience on stage. I just think it really highlights all that's good about Stampin' Up, right? The relationships, the community, the people, the stories, all of that is why I love what I do. It's a big part of who I am. So I just feel like they're a company that really handles themselves with integrity and love. And they love to have fun, and they're very authentic. I don't know any other company whose CEO would get on stage and be vulnerable enough to cry and to share pretty sweet stories, right? Be silly, tell funny stories on each other. You can just tell that they really are a sweet family together. Okay, so there we go. I have put that right there. Hi, Sherry. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. All right, and then we're taking these faceted gems, and I'm just going to scatter them out on the front here, however you want. So I'm going to put one right there. I'm going to put one down here, and then another one kind of in this corner right like that. Okay? And then for the inside, all I did is cut a 1-inch piece of that DSP. And I'm just going to add it to the bottom of my card right here. So this is the simplest of the 3 that we're going to make. And let's see, let's just put that on right like that. Cut off the excess here. There we go. And there's card number 1. Do you guys like that? Simple, sweet, right? Easy to put together, okay? So that's card number 1. Let me put that one away, and I will grab card number 2. All right. So here is, let me get myself organized here. Clean up my space in between. It was so much fun how many people came up to me and said they watch my lives, which just fills my heart. You know, sometimes you do these and you don't think people are really watching, and then it's just so sweet when people have sweet things to say about what you work so hard for, right? It's very rewarding. So thank you for those of you who came and shared that with me this last week. Okay, so here's card number 2. You're pretty wonderful. And then the inside has that flowered leaf border on the bottom. Okay, so now remember, if some of you out there might be going, oh, those cards are really simple, I like a little more than that. You know, day 2 is where we really do the fun fold and really make some fun things happen. I love these cards. Sometimes I love simple. Lots of times I love simple. I think a lot of you guys know that, because I want this paper crafting to be something everyone feels like they can do. Okay, so this panel right here is what size? Let me tell you here. It is 3 by 4 and a quarter. 3 by 4 and a quarter, and it's that wild wheat one that's on the back side of the gingham. It's really hard to put glue on that gingham because I really like that one there. Okay, now we have a piece of the DSP that's cut 3.5 by 3.5. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take my mini trimmer right here, and we are going to cut panels. So I'm going to cut this panel right here, the first one, at 1/2. Okay, right like that. I'm going to put it right there, and then 3/4, which is this next line right here. 1/2, 3/4. We're going to go up by quarters. We're going to do 1, and then the last one is 1, should be 1 1/4. Let me see. Yep, 1 1/4. There we go. So I'll tell you those again. We have a 3.5 by 3.5 square, and we've cut them into sections. 1/2, 3/4, and do you see how those prints line up with each other there? 1, see how it lines up? And then 1 1/4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my biggest one here. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch off this edge right here. There we go. I'm going to take my smallest one, I have over, gosh, probably 100 swaps that I collected while I was there. We'll have to have a day this week where I just show you what my swaps were that I got. Here we go. See how those prints kind of line up with one another? Even though there's space between all of them there, like that. And then this last one is going to go right here in the center of those two, okay? All right, right like that. So pretty. I like how they cut the panels like that. That's so much fun. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my ribbon. I'm going to wrap it around my card base here. Ooh, oh, I'm almost run out of this one. I'm going to have to go grab another, here, I'm going to do that right now because I can tell that's going to be too short. Have to open a new roll here. Okay, good thing I had another roll on hand. I never do a Facebook Live unless I know I have another roll on hand because I don't want to run out too soon, right? Okay. Thank you. Kathy, that's very sweet. Thank you for saying that. All right. So I'm pulling this way over so I know I have plenty of space. I could have measured my 1, 2, 3, 4 and a little bit more, but I just got lazy. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this right here for now, and then I can move it around a little bit when I get my label on there, when I decide where I want the bow to be. Okay, there we go. Whoop. It's a nice, beautiful bow, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut this at a diagonal right there. And right there. Okay, now I'm going to grab this little scrap piece right here. I'm going back to this leaf. I'm going back to my wild wheat here. I'm going to stamp 2 of them. So I learned this technique of cutting the panels like that at that class I was on Thursday, but I just made my card a little bit different. I wanted to have a few elements on there that weren't on the original, which is fun. That's called casing. That's taking someone's idea and copying and making it your own and sharing it out. So Kim Allen is my friend who originally designed this card, and I just added different ribbon and different embellishments to mine than what she had on hers, to offer it to you with her permission. That's what I love about our Stampin' Up community. Another thing is that everybody's just so willing to share with everyone. I've never met anyone who said you can't use my designs. There might be some people like that out there, but not in my circles. Everybody is very sweet and want to share, and I feel that way about mine as well. You guys are more than willing. I'm more than willing to allow you. It's always nice when you mention, like I did, who was the original. And who knows, maybe Kim wasn't the original, right? But it's just how we treat one another. So you're pretty wonderful. I just stamped that in Pretty Peacock on the left side. And this is a stylish shape die. It's that I am wearing green, Sue. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're enjoying. I knew you were on some kind of trip today. Okay, so this is going to go here. I'm going to pull my bow so it turns a little bit sideways like that, but then I'm going to rearrange it a little bit. So You're Pretty Wonderful is going to go right here, okay? So I'm going to take my paper cutter and just cut a little bit off this side right here of my label, and this is going to get popped up right here on this edge right there. Okay, so I think I want to move this ribbon just a tiny bit up and a little bit closer to that edge so that that bow is right next to that label right there. There we go. And get some dimensionals. I'm going to use some minis on this one because I really want my dimensionals to be along the edge here. I could have also used an edge piece, right? but this will work well. I know a second ago I said I couldn't find the dimensionals, and then I just now looked up and they were sitting right there. So my observational skills are not as good as they should be today. All right, so I'm going to pull the dimensionals off of this and get this popped up. And then I'm going to get my leaves and kind of just tuck them in where I want them behind that label. Oops, almost did that upside down. You're pretty wonderful, right like that. Okay, I'm going to grab these leaves, and one of them I'm going to put flat glue on. I'm going to tuck it in right here, like that. And then the second one I'm going to put dimensionals on. Let me grab a large one. Good afternoon, Lori Kemp. I hope you're doing great. Good to see you here. We're using the Everyday You and Me scrapbooking bundle here, and we're using the designer series paper and the stamp set. And now for the inside. I just love the colors in this DSP, don't you? And again, this class is going to be an online class to go. If you guys wondering what I'm looking for, it's, well, maybe this is it. I was thinking I used a different pattern inside this card, but I bet I didn't. I bet that's it. Okay, so I'm going to add this panel. White panel cut 4 by 5 1/4 to the inside right here. And then this piece is going to go right here at the bottom. Very pretty, isn't it? Now, let's do something else. Let's take this up a notch. I'm going to grab my wild wheat, and why don't we stamp a couple of these leaves on the inside right here. Maybe stamp one off. There we go. Pretty. And then let's add this strip. They are so pretty, Sherry, aren't they? There we go. Let's do that. I like that on the inside. Okay. Sharon, thank you for the beautiful card you made for me. I love it. I will treasure it. So sweet to see people that you know just through Facebook, and you finally get to meet them in person. Okay, so there's that, and I'm gonna sprinkle on some embellishments here, right? So let's put one. I want to put one on my label right there. What do you think? Let's put another one kind of up here. Where? How about right there? And then a couple of more, maybe kind of down in this corner. Let's see. I want them to show, right? So maybe one right there. And another one right here. So there we go. That is card number 2. Thank you, Dana. And there's the inside. Don't you love that? I love this paper. Okay, so there's card number 2. And then card number 3 is a fun fold, sort of. I say that loosely. It's not a very hard fun fold. But remember, this is not fun fold day. Tomorrow is fun fold day. So just hang on. But this is a fun fold. A fun fold. Okay. So we're making this card. It says Better Together. This could be for a friend that helped you with a project, a team member, somebody that you work with. It could be for an anniversary even, right? And then it opens like that, and a space for you to write right in here. So this is so simple to make. I love it. We are going to take a Lost Lagoon card base right here. And I'm going to cut off, I got to remind myself how much here, 1 3/4 of an inch off this front edge right here. Okay, I'm going to cut 1 3/4 of an inch off. So let me put it in my paper cutter here, 1 3/4, and just cut right like that. Okay, we're going to use this for this remaining piece for our front panel right there. Okay, let me move this out of the way real quick because I'm just going to be adhering. So this piece of that DSP, opposite side of those beautiful flowers, but it's going to go right here on the front panel that's cut short. And this piece is, let me remind myself, 3.5 by 4, 3.5 wide by 4 long. And I did my stripes so they went right and left, horizontal. There you go. Let's do the inside really quickly. This is a basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. And it's going to go right here on this inside panel. Okay, and then this piece is going to go right here on that edge right there. Okay. I'm trying to read comments. Aw, Sharon, you're sweet. You have a good heart. Thank you. That means a lot. Okay, so this is going to go right on that edge right there. Okay, so that when you close the card, it looks like that is a panel on this side, right? But you open it and it's there. Okay, I'm going to take my wild wheat ribbon. Ooh, I wonder if this piece will fit now that I think it's gonna. Okay, I'm going to use the remainder of that other roll here. I'm going to tie this right up here in this upper left corner. Okay. Go this way. So right over left, underneath, pull, loop up from the bottom. Let me get that tape off. I might need to, nope, it didn't leave sticky, so that's good. Loop up. I'm going to pull it a little bit more this way. I feel like this side has a little, there we go. That's better. Then I loop up from the bottom, around the loop, and push it in the hole. That's what I get for saying this is easy, right? Okay, there we go. I'm just going to pull those ends down just a little bit. I just want a little bow right there. There we go. All right, that's going to go right there. And then I have the panel that I cut off of here, which was at 1 3/4 inch, right? And then I have a white panel that's going to fit inside here that is 1.5 by 4, 1.5 by 4. So on this panel, I'm going to stamp Better Together in Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp it a little more to the left here because I'm going to put my flower on the right side. There we go. I'm going to adhere this onto my Lost Lagoon right there. There we go. This is going to get popped up right here, but you don't want any dimensionals on this side, okay? Because you want that to be able to open up, right? So I'm going to add some dimensionals over here on this side. I do too, Sue. You know, it's so funny because wild wheat, when it first came out, we were all like, that's an interesting color. I have really grown to love wild wheat. I'm going to be sad to see it go, but we got to see our new in colors. I think I shared them on the Tuttle Up page. They are so pretty, bright, and beautiful. I think we're all going to love them. Um, Let me see. Let's go about right there. Okay, so now that'll open like that. And then all I have to do is stamp a flower. And I don't know if I pulled that size out of here yet. I'm going to use one of these medium-sized flowers. And on this scrap of white, I'm going to stamp this time my flower in wild wheat and my leaves in Lost Lagoon. Okay, so I'm shaking it up a bit. I'm getting a little wild on my leaves and flower colors here. Okay, so let me clean off this leaf so I don't get any wild wheat in my Lost Lagoon. Okay. Stamp a Lost Lagoon leaf. There we go. Yeah, do you remember that, Sue, when wild wheat first came out and everybody was like, ew, 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 and I kind of have grown to love it. I don't know if I ever went ooh, ooh, ooh. I try to let things play out on their own, right? Okay, so there is my Lost Lagoon flower, but I'm thinking, nope, I didn't. I was thinking maybe I stamped off before, but I don't think I did. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dies and die cut these out. Let me get my medium size here. Let's see, how does that line up? Does that look about right? This little lump right here is throwing me, so maybe let me see if this other one lines up better. Let me keep twisting until it looks like it's all going to line up. It's got to be this one. There we go. You guys see the problem I'm having? Okay, right there. Look, perfect. Just needed to be patient with my twisting there. Okay, there we go. There's that one. Grab another little piece for my leaf here because I like things to stay in place. Post-it notes to the rescue. So one of the cool things that's coming out in the new catalog, there's a lot of cool things. There's a washi tape that's 3.5 inches wide, and they've created a die that will die cut the flowers out of the washi tape. Can you believe that? That is crazy. It's so pretty. You guys are going to love it. So, a die for washi tape. I'm not kidding. It's pretty fabulous. Aw, thanks, Sherry. I know I had a couple of customers reach out to me and say, I miss you today or this week on lives. And I'm back. I'm back and ready to go. I got home, unpacked, put my clothes in the laundry, and jumped right into getting some classes cut so I can get them in the mail this week. So this is Better Together. And I'm going to add this leaf to the back side right here. Like that. It's going to get popped up right here on this edge of the panel. And again, be careful about where you place your dimensional because you don't want it to go off the edge. So I'm just going to put my dimensional right there on the label and then add my flower to it right there. All I have to do now is add some gems. So I'm going to put 2 down here in this corner like that. Pretty. And then 1, how about right there? There we go. So that is card number 3. So let me pull all these out for us here. Yay! Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining us. So I just finished, but the replay will be here, right, on Facebook, and you can always watch me on YouTube as well. So here's card number 3. I used the Everyday You and Me scrapbooking bundle, paper and stamps and dies for this project for today. Tomorrow I will be back with a fun fold project, and then on Wednesday we're gonna wrap it all up with a really cool idea for a 3D project for you as well. Aren't those colors pretty? You know what, Sue? We left very early from Raleigh. I had to leave the hotel at 4:45. Our flight left at 7, so I think we got out right before the bad weather hit. So I was very lucky for sure. It is a beautiful color palette, and I was telling them at the beginning that these are the colors of inks that I used. Wild Wheat, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. Those are the 3 colors I used today, and I love it, love it, love it. So, gonna come back to my face, and thank you guys for watching me today. I think I'll probably be here tomorrow at about 10 o'clock. Happy St. Patrick's Day. In case you didn't know it, I am blessed and lucky. So I'm lucky to have all of you here and blessed to be a part of this awesome company. So if you would like to get this online card class to go, you can place an order in my Tuttle Up shop. This is my last host code I will ever have because they're giving all the rewards to the customers starting on April 15th. So it's going to be a change and it's going to benefit you. So if you would like this online card class to go, any order of $45 or more will get you the kit in the mail for all 5 projects from this week. And if you spend more than $60, I'll throw in this beautiful package of embellishments. Please use this host code if your order is less than $150. If it's more, you should be getting those rewards until the system changes, and you will still be getting your rewards after that. So I'll see you back here probably about 10 o'clock tomorrow. Watch my Facebook page for the exact time. And until then, Erin Go Bra. And I'm not even sure I said that right. God bless, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.